All right, good afternoon. It is money talk time in the springtime here on H&D Abroad. We usually do some kind of money series. If you are new to our channel, welcome. I'm Dee. Um, Usually I am joined by the ever so wonderful and handsome Herman, who is my husband on this channel. We talk about many aspects of the move abroad process and just some practical skills that we are learning and that we are continuing to implement to do big things and small things. We have a couple of playlists that you might be interested in around money, including our debt payoff story, where we paid off a six-figure student loan debt in 13 months. We also have conversations with people like Adelia Borashade, Dee Watkins of Brown Girls Invest Too, Pinky Girl Travels the World, and so many others that we think would be helpful. Stop me from sharing what I have to share with you today. So we're going to cross our fingers. Thank you for showing up in the chat, tutor teacher, LD. Thank you, Prophet Mother. Hi, Tori. Bayesian Alpha 4. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Kimmy Apple. So you know, when you are a part of the conversation, it makes it so much a much richer experience for everyone. It's literally the reason why we go live, because it is a conversation. So I have information to share. If you have questions or comments, especially things that you have learned about money as you are approaching 50, or now that you're in your 50s and you're like, okay, so I'm supposed to be making something happen by 65, 67, 70, you're in the right place. So I am a little over 50. I'm in my early 50s. My backstory at a high level is my husband and I met as psychology students who both wanted and decided to go into nonprofit work. After leaving school, none of our nonprofit work in the first 15 years, 15, almost 20 years of our career had a 401k. No kind of retirement savings, or it was just a basic retirement account. I know my job had Vanguard, and I couldn't see the benefit of taking money away from my family today when there was no match to invest it in a vehicle I didn't understand. And so I stayed on the sidelines. We would be having a different story if I had just invested $10 a pay period, $25 a pay period, back when we were in our early 20s. But you live, you learn. We don't live in regret at 50 plus. We are thankful and grateful for what we have. And so this conversation is about knowing your money. For a lot of us, this is also a transition time. So some of us are entering our second marriages. Some folks are newly divorced or considering divorce. Like, I know I should have money. I should have enough money to fund my life. Um, some of us are sitting pretty, and some of us are on the struggle bus. And then there are those of us who are in the spectrum, in the middle. So I'm hoping that this conversation it's helpful whether you are just getting started, or if you are trying to dig in, find that extra money to begin to do some higher level things like pay off debt or begin your investment journey. I put at least one resource in the chat. There are some others that I'm going to mention during today's session. So I'm hopeful that you will be able to have some things to take away as well. I am going to look down because I have notes. I don't come to the party without being prepared. So this whole conversation is, one is knowing your money means that I believe in my ability to be able to care for myself. It's what I was told adulting was being able to stand up on my own. And, many of us, once you get to this part of our lives, we've had some hits. We've had times when we've been maybe underemployed, where we have not made the kind of money we feel that we need to be able to do the things that are required or that we would like to do. Especially when you have children. We are putting our last young person through college. We are possibly one semester away from level 1, and then he's entering level 2. So we're really in the thick of thinking about these questions ourselves. So I came up with 10-ish questions. I'm going to say 10 questions and some bonus questions. So just to see for you, you don't have to please don't put your answer in the chat because people are going to come back. But I'm hoping that you're thinking about this. So one question you should be able to immediately answer is, I know my total monthly income after taxes. I know exactly how much is coming through the door. Now, who snatches that money afterwards may be a different story. What's left over is a different story, but you should at least know what are the sources of income. So if you're working, if you're self-employed, if you're receiving some kind of alimony, or some other type of payment, you should at least know after taxes exactly how much is coming in. And then you should at least be able to know at a very high level who's in my pocket every month. Who do I owe money to? Mortgage. These are your fixed and your variable. We'll talk a little bit about fixed and variables in a different conversation. This is going to be another 4-part series ending the week of April 15th. Yes, that was intentional. But fixed expenses are things that that are coming through every month. Utilities, those basic expenses that are usually reasonably in a general price range that are going to come every month. Your cell phone bill, your internet bill, those kinds of things. And then variable expenses, of course, are things like life insurance. We put our life insurance on an annual plan. I hated paying monthly payments, and it saved me a little bit of money. I don't necessarily want you to begin to think about what to do with it. I just want you to know, I want you to be able to say, I know what is going out the door every month. Let's see. So I have some way that I track my money every month, that I see where my money is going. I know how to access it. That is, I know how to log into my bank and see those debit card transactions, those automatic payments that I've set up, and that I check it. Okay. So not only do I know how to access it, but I actually go and take a look at it. All right. So the next couple of questions are, yeah, it's the debts, it's the things I owe. So I know how much debt I have. Okay. So whether that is, I know the total calculated amount. Sometimes that's hard to keep up with because, if it's a mortgage, you're not always paying the principal, you're paying a lot of the interest. So that could be variable, but at least I know who I owe. I know the credit cards, I know the loans that I have, I'm not just talking about a loan with a bank. I owe my mama, I owe my cousin, if you owe your neighbor, whatever, you know who the people are that, that you said, can you do me a solid, till Friday? Also, Black Women Build Wealth. Yeah, that's another community resource we're going to share at the end of today's session. But you should at least know who the people are that that are expecting money from you every month because you made an agreement with them, some kind of agreement. And then what at a high level is their plan for paying that off on Friday, in the future, when I have it, whether it's formal or informal, I know the payment date of those things. You should definitely know when things are due because that's going to become really important in setting your plan and being able to see how money comes in and out for you throughout the month. All right. Number 8, I am contributing to something for my retirement, whether it's just a regular old savings account. I just move some money in there. That's my rainy day fund. I have some kind of savings. I said retirement, but I know that I know where money is saved. If it's under a mattress in a box, look, I'm hoping that you're thinking about, I need to have money that sometimes it's always in my check, that I've got a couple of dollars in a pocket. I know how to go through my coats, my winter coats, my jeans pockets, and find some money. I know I have a formal or an informal way that I'm saving money. Y'all, piggy banks, I'm just saying, they are not a thing of the past. If you need one, they have some really, really nice ones, but start to know where those things are, because if you're in an emergency, you at least want to know how to access them. Let's see. So I have thought about, or I understand basic investing principles to grow my money. For some of us, we are beginners. I've been in Sandra's From Lack to Legacy. We've had Sandra on several times on this channel. She is doing the 1,000 Black women investors. And so I'm a part of the investment group. We read books together. We talk about basic investing vocabulary. We know how to, we talk about how to go to HR and find out more about if we're using some kind of retirement savings vehicle through our employers, how to ask, how much is this target date fund? What is the cost of them managing that for me? Is there a way for me to reduce that amount? Could I move, do I have the ability to move money that I'm investing through my employer? Do I know what the match is? Not just the 100% match. Some of us are getting 100% match. And then the longer you stay with your employer, sometimes they will match up to 50%. And so of additional funds that you invest. So, just kind of understanding basic investment principles. I listen to a podcast. I listen to Marketplace on National Public Radio. Like I'm exposing myself to basic investment vocabulary, basic investment principles. If you haven't, it is never too late to start. I love Sandra's course because she is a teacher. She was a teacher for over 25 years. Like she says, we can ask the same questions 50 times. That's what those little kindergartners, those little preschoolers, she's got that temperament. And I love that. And we meet twice a month. And she puts out resources, videos, things for us to read, and then we talk together. So I'm hoping that if you can learn about those things, Sam, Black Women Build Wealth is on Facebook. She poses questions in the group about it. Okay, so as you are learning, how are you choosing to move forward? Even if I learned 5 new vocabulary terms, shout that out. These are very supportive communities, whether you are a seasoned investor or someone that is getting started and wants to know, am I really taking a risk by investing my money? There's so many benefits to understand why investing, and that you don't have to have big chunks of money. $10, $5 invested consistently. One term we'll introduce today is compound interest. So time plus consistency. Time plus consistency is really all you need to understand about why investing works. And so how much of a yield you get is usually based on at least those 2 basic principles. All right. And then if you're 50 plus, you are thinking, I hope, about what I want to have in place financially within the next 5 years, within the next 10 years. What do I want my life to look like? Am I tired now and I'm going to want my life to look vastly different with rest or owning more of my time, being able to work for myself eventually? If you're not asking these questions, a lot of us are asking these questions because the job market, if you have a job, be thankful. If you're looking for work, you are not alone. Both those who are employed and who are unemployed, we are both in the market looking at what's happening out here. Do I want to get in the stream to look for work? Is this the time where I should begin to build a secondary source of income? I don't really like side hustle. You should have a way to cover your base expenses. You should know what the conversation that we're having today about, I know my fixed and my, what was my fixed expenses and my variable expenses. Your fixed expenses at a minimum is what I'm hoping that you're considering having. I have another way to pay that. Whether that is I have savings, we are going to talk in the next session. We're going to be talking about emergency funds, or as Picky Girl Travels the World says, that oh shit fund. That's what's happening. A lot of folks are getting very little notice with their job, that at the end of the pay period, immediately you no longer are employed. They have deactivated your badge. They want you to, you will be escorted to your desk to, get your personal items and escorted out the door. What a relief it could be if your fixed expenses for the month could be covered while you ramp up the thing that you have been working as a supplement to your income. So yes, we're going to talk about, are you teaching online? English is a skill. Having a bachelor's degree is a skill that gets you the opportunity you don't even have to come up with a curriculum. It's a lesson plan. It's already there. You just walk someone that is learning English through that lesson. Even if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you can work as an English tutor and do the same thing. Y'all, we have to have these secondary sources of income. We have to know what is going on with our budget. And we need to be thinking about, if, as they say, if the bottom drops out, I can care for myself. I can maintain my living while I am trying to transition. So I promise, this is the kind, gentle community. Hey, Yvette Boone, y'all. Okay, there's some folks I'm going to tap to be in these conversations. Because Yvette is, she's a veteran that I'm following personally, because she made a transition and she knew she was able to have the opportunity to make her sabbatical transition because she knew a lot of these things, and she learned some investing skills that are continuing to help to sustain her. And she's learning to say, I accept assistance. Sometimes I think Black women, we're so used to being strong that we don't ask for the help that we need. We don't want to say there's something we don't know. If you are nervous about asking, let's start with some places where you can learn these things, and some places where you can ask some questions. So in the description for today's presentation, I have a resource that we actually read in Sandra's From Lack to Legacy, our monthly meeting. We read now about that budget. I have had Savangale Lynch, that is the author. I've had her on at least twice. She said she would agree to come on, but she has a book that's on Amazon. Y'all, I don't get no affiliate sales. I just want you to be able to pick up a quick reference document by somebody that has transitioned. Her personal story, I want her to share, and that you will hear if you go back to We Don't Retire, We Ascend, that I will also tag in today's discussion. She talked about, look, I invested what I can invest. I'm married, my husband gets his Social Security. I wanted to have more, but I'm ready to retire. And she got some pushback from some financial educators, some financial advisors, but she knew her money, she knew her expenses, and she knew how to make it work. So I feel really confident suggesting now about that budget. If you are wanting to get some exposure, have a document that gives you some of the budget basics as you build your own budget strategy. Don't let somebody tell you what you should and what you need. You know what you need. What we want you to do is to bring the tools that are available to you close. We want you to be able to bring resources, and we want you to have safe spaces to be in community with other women, with other Black women that are learning. I mentioned before, Black Women Build Wealth. Sam also has a conference that has replays available. So she does the Black Women Build Wealth Summit every fall. She's had two, y'all. She has spent time building the structures for us to be able to come in and learn in community. So I suggest that you get involved with that Facebook group, that you go ahead, sign up with someone who can help you. Hey, I just want to learn how to open a Vanguard, a Schwab, a Fidelity account that costs nothing. I don't even know what to do with it right now, but I just want to be able to open it, and then as I learn, then I can put my money where it will work best for me. I am motivated. Okay, I'm not there yet. Okay. Tiffany Aliche changed my life. Y'all, like I said, I have studied, but we are in the process in Sandra's group reading Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche. She is also known all over social media as the Budgetnista. This sister's book just brought together in a very plain language, very easy to understand. I got the book. Now, it took me a minute, but the Get Good with Money is available through your local public library if you're in the US. Hoopla has this book. Get on the waiting list so that you can get access to the audiobook. Your library may also have a physical copy, but she also has on her website resources that she references in that book. This is the book it's kind of part book club, part investment group that we have with Sandra. So I'm getting in contact with other sisters that are learning. If you have some books, audiobooks, physical books, workbooks that have been helpful to you, I see Lorana in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Go ahead and drop them. Y'all, please drop the resources if you are joining us in the future and you have a book that has influenced you, especially those that are written for women or by women, that can help you get started with budget basics, investing basics, how to pay off debt. Ooh, learning from other people's mistakes. I'm telling you, if you want to see me cry bitter tears on screen, watch the debt playlist. I didn't even add it to this, but I'm going to add it. Y'all, I paid off a huge debt. I could have done it better because I wound up making some critical mistakes that I could have avoided. Not only did I do it once, I did it again. Y'all, learn from my mistakes. Learn from folks that are willing to share and be honest and open. This past Saturday on From Lack to Legacy, Sandra's channel. Let's see. She did a beautiful presentation on, hold on, I'm trying to get the title. Oh, that's right. Recession Ahead, How to Plan, Protect, and Profit in Uncertain Times. Financial Moves to Make Now. I'm talking about this because I work in manufacturing. These have always been good, steady jobs. You know, we are funded by the Department of Defense. So, we're getting those quote unquote good government dollars, and folks are being let go. Folks are being let go in a lot of different industries. Folks with certain titles, HR gets hit because we don't generate funds. So, what I want you to really be doing this time of year, if you're looking at that W 2 and saying, I want more of this to kind of come toward me instead of going out the door or me questioning what happened to it, I definitely suggest that you take a look at these resources. Hey, Raven from the DMV. Oh, girl, I'm coming up there for the cherry blossoms before the end of the month. So welcome, welcome. Farida, welcome. Farida's Beautiful Life, welcome. Yeah, guilt. Y'all, I don't want us to ever say I regret. I can say, look, I didn't really know. I didn't really understand. We're definitely not telling you that you should participate in things you don't know or you don't understand. But a basic is I need to be able to cover my expenses. I should know what money is coming in and what is going out, because I can't really make a change until I understand those basic things. A lot of these questions, if you're able to answer yes, I know where where to find this information. I know what my plan is. I know the more yeses that you're able to say out of those 10, you're in a good position. If you can't answer yes to any of them, you are in a good position, because awareness. Today is the day. Today is the day to begin to take action. I'm going to be transparent. It's been less than 10 years that we've been investing with a company that had a formal retirement savings, that had the components that I was aware of, where I could leverage things like a match, where I could see, I could understand what a Roth IRA within a 401k was, that I had the ability, or that I had the knowledge to do things like open a Roth IRA, that I have access to a health savings account, that I knew how to maximize a flexible spending account that allows me to use pre-tax money to save on eligible medical expenses. So we all have to start somewhere, and I'm hoping that you decide to start today. Thank you, Sam. So she said 2 books I would recommend are Your Money or Your Life. Yes. Vicki Robbins. I missed that book. Sandra also had that one as well. I need to add that to my list. And The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. So, y'all, if you're watching some channels, I'm gonna shout out some. I don't get no kickback. The Wealth Twins. I'm just telling you, those sisters are giving good information, solid information about how to get started, how to understand your money, because today you have the gift of time. Next month, 6 months from now, your story may look different. Yes, yes. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is another favorite. Thank you, Raven. I primarily do audiobooks because I can, clean up or declutter while I'm listening. So Rich AF by Vivian Tu. Yes, I've heard that one. Thank you guys for helping us build this list. What I'm going to do is put these all together and continue it forward into the next money talk in this series. Yes, the Wealth Twins, Holy Schmidt, SCHMIDT. I learned with Holy Schmidt, the reason why I'm talking about 50 plus is because he has several conversations for those of us who are about to hit age 55. Get ready for 55. Like you can flex your investment muscle way earlier than 62 with Social Security. There's some advantages you have available to you because of Internal Revenue Service opportunities that were coded for you to be able to take advantage of at both age 55 and age 59 and a half. So it gets gooder and gooder in your 50s. So absolutely. Welcome, Lori Butler. Yeah. So I started investing when I was making $27,000. Y'all, I'm telling you, $10. Let's see, what is her name? Oh, it's something stocks. Come on, y'all. I know it's a sister. Oh, goodness. Don't let me. If y'all know who I'm talking about, she actually shows her $10 investments. I'm just saying you can start anywhere. Could you forego one trip to Starbucks to start that? If you know your expenses, then you know where you can start diverting funds to do something else that could help you today and the future. Yeah, so it doesn't take a lot of money. It does take consistency. Yes, Lisa J Stocks. See, Yvette. That's why you have good friends. Lisa J Stocks is great. I learned something from her every day. Okay, so I would be intentional about bringing resources close to you. Use your local library. Use your online resources as well as books that are available. If you're in the US, public libraries are an underutilized resource. I'm giving my books to libraries. I was so sad to let go of my books, but now I have found several local libraries in communities that I have taken my kids to, and I am gifting them our book collection. So I'm telling you that's another way to consider investing. So I didn't want to get on here for a long period of time. If you are joining us in the future, hello from the future. Please remember to like this video, share it with another sister that is approaching 50 or is 50 and wants to get her money together. It is never too late. We're going to come back here for part 2, and we're going to talk about getting that emergency money together. How to think about, now that I know what money is coming in and what money is going out, I need to know what those fixed expenses are that, look, I need to secure the 4 walls. I need to be able to have a place to live that has power, that has water. I need to be able to feed myself and my family. I need to secure my 4 walls. And then once I secure my 4 walls, then I can take care of the rest from there. But let's look at let's talk about how we can and where we can do better with getting ready for and preparing ourselves for what we know. These jobs ain't loyal. And that at any point, if things shift or change, or my needs shift or change, or I need to take a sabbatical or a career break or a medical leave, that I have reduced my worry by being able to know that my basic expenses can be covered. So thank you, everyone. Oh, see, okay, look here. And then at the end, y'all, please help me to be honest, because I'm making a note now. We're gonna have testimony time at the end of every session. We're gonna have testimony time. Look here, Lori Butler. Lori Butler is a sister that I admire. She says, I have lived off investments exclusively for 10 years. See that right there, I need to know. Like, what is that? Like, how you do that? Like, how you do that? You know, is that a pension? Is that 401k? Is that dividends? Are you getting dividend funds from investments? Are you do you have a passive income? How are you being able to fund your life that you haven't had to touch a job to fund your life? These are the kind of testimonies we want to see. Don't share your personal business because, the internet is visible and available to everybody. But if you're paying off something, if you've made strides in a particular area, if you found a way to maintain your peace in these times when the stock market is going crazy, when you're hearing layoffs here and layoffs there, if you found a way to have peace in your life, this is testimony time. Okay. All right, here we go. We got another testimony. Lorana has lived off passive incomes in her early retirement. So we got two testimonies here. She's living off passive income and she's retired early. Look here, you need folks like this in your circle of influence so that you can ask those why questions. Lorana is going to be on my channel. On our channel, Herman and I are going to interview her in 2 weeks. So she's not going to necessarily be talking about that, but Lorana, I want you to bring it up in the conversation because we'll be 2 weeks deep into this financial this financial conversation. It's always going to be Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Come back. We've got 3 more weeks where we're talking about money. We are definitely supporting you on your journey. If you have questions, if there's something that you want us to cover in the future, put it in the comments. Thank you all so much for joining today. It is possible for you. Consistent investment, consistency plus time is the equation you want to begin to bring close to be at top of mind for you. All right, that's all for now. Bye-bye.